Merry Christmas, folks. This is GreenXI welcoming you right back to Let's Play Parasite Eve. This is episode 4, and what we're going to do today is start day 2 Fusion, as you just saw. It's going to start off very text-heavy. We're going to grab the characters and get to know them a little bit better throughout this episode. But don't worry, once we get through this episode, we'll be having a day much like day 1, you know, there'll be a lot more action, if you can call this horror-y style action. So yeah, there's that. Amazed she could even stand on stage because of all of her medicine and all that crap going on. But yeah, we're going to be finding out a bit more about Daniel and Aya. As well as that, there are some of these sort of less important characters to the plot. Warner, I don't know their names off by hand because you don't really get to know them that well. You can talk to them every now and again if you really want to. But I didn't. because I don't really care about NPCs all that much unless they have a big part of a plot of a game. But that's just me. Okay, here's Baker. He's the chief, the boss of the PYD, the police department. Is it PYD? Anyway, the police department. A ready report. Still hard to believe, but we can't deny all those deaths. We're going to go all out to solve this case. Make sure you're well equipped. Well, I don't think the police are going to be able to do very much. Okay, a mod permit. Now, we're going to take these to the weapon department of the police department. The weapon department of the police department, yeah. And it'll give us new weapons. Or is it new weapons or is it new sort of upgrades for your weapons? Around here is a phone where you can see the flashing red light, but we're not going to save just because we only just started, so it'd be a bit pointless. I just wanted to show you where it was in case you needed to save through this door. Now this police department, when I first came here, first playthrough, you know, I got very lost because it's a big place. It is a big place. But if you talk to this woman by here, the weapons department, didn't hit your head last night, did you? It's right downstairs. So, let's go down. And it pretty much is right downstairs, but there's a couple of doors here, so you still don't know exactly where it is. It's this one with the piece of paper stuck to it. Why Square couldn't have just wrote weapons department on the door, you know, might have made things a little bit easier, but whatever. Inventory is full. This could be good. I think it might be worth... Wait there, let's use the mod permit first, shall we? Should we just have a look? This is Wayne. He's going to be our guy when it comes to weapons from now on. We'll be able to come back here to the police department quite often. We'll be using it as a sort of base. Shotgun, rocket launcher. Wayne. Maybe he's not our guy. He's sort of like a trainee. He's not meant to be behind here handling the guns and everything. Torres is the one who should be. Get dressed back to weapon storage. You're far from ready to be handling guns in here. Okay, sheesh. Sheesh kebab. So, Torres, in trouble. He's in trouble. Yet again, by the sounds of it. Is it just me, or does it look like a gap between the counter and the back weapons thing? So is there a point of having the thing actually being able to shut down? So people can't get through, if you can just walk around it? But then again, I've never understood those things. You can just duck under and go under. What's the point of them? Anyway, who knows? Who knows? You can't carry any more equipment. Take some of your things and put them in storage. Yeah. So, as well as that, this is what Wayne is really for. We get to store our equipment because we haven't got many inventory slots, so we'll need to keep some stuff here. Leave equipment. Have we got anything we need to leave? Let's have a little look. On the right by here is everything that's been stored. For some reason it gives you another ammo crate, even though we've got one. And the ammo crates can store loads and loads of bullets, way more than you'll need to worry about. So, I don't really see the point in them. We'll get rid of the KV vest. No, KV vest is the new one, isn't it? We haven't equipped it yet. We'll be getting rid of this one. Let's check the items. What should we get rid of? A medicine, I think. We don't need this many medicines. We'll be getting more in the next area as well. We'll get rid of the theatre key because we won't be going back to the theatre. Anything else? Mod permit we'll be using now. Got a couple of revives, I want to keep them on us. Another medicine. We need as much room as possible because we'll be getting some more key items as well, which will use up some inventory space. Right, let's carry on. Like I said, this whole episode will be basically this sort of thing. Just explanations, introductions to characters, whatever. Rifle, this is the weapon I like to use throughout day 2. It gives you an amazing range, much better than the handgun. It's also very damaging, and it shoots twice, so there's some rifles that only shoot once. There's at least one that I can think of, but I mean, sorry about that. Here's the mod permit we got off the chief. Which gun? We're going to be upgrading the rifle. Add a slot, so now, as well as the 2x bullets, we now have another slot so we can equip another ability to it. My other time through this game, I never used the slots. I never put anything on the slots. I never used tools that you find around the place. Because you don't need to. You really just don't need to. If you're playing hard mode, which I'm guessing you'll unlock, I don't know, then, yeah, maybe then you'd need to worry about these sorts of things to try and get as much advantage out of the game as you can to kill the harder enemies, but I don't know. Alright, little tutorial. This is our first tutorial. Using a tool item, you can add or remove parameters and added effects on a weapon or armor to create your customized equipment. If you remove an added effect from a weapon or armor, that equipment will disappear. The number of added effects that can be attached to a piece of equipment is determined by the number of slots on that equipment. You can increase the number of slots by getting your equipment modified at the NYPD Weapons Department, like we just did. We gave a mod permit and got an extra slot. So now we find a tool item and use it on that. Oh, you got it? Trust me, you can never have too much firepower. Of course, can you use them without bullets? Oh, can't use them without bullets. So you better make sure you always have your club. Yep, we got the level 1 club from the first day. It's still really good for the second day. But by the third day, it's going to be pretty much useless. Junk. These are certain items that you find around... you find junk around the dungeons and everything. Which you come here, discard the junk, and I've heard that if you discard enough junk, you get extra weapons that you couldn't find anywhere else. But I've never done that myself, so might want to take that with a pinch of salt. Okay, it's the new armor that we got from the croc in the sewers. Critical defense is lower, but I think everything else makes up for it. So I'm going to equip that. And we are going to get rid of the old armor that we had. There's no point keeping it really. You could just discard it. But I don't know. I just like to keep stuff to know how I'm progressing. Does that make sense? It might just be me. Handgun or that handgun. Let's get rid of the worst handgun as well. Right. We could get rid of the other handgun as well if we wanted, but well, whatever. Let's check what was in chest. Just as we checked earlier, we didn't actually see what was in it. A tool, so we can practice using it. But we're not. I don't know. It's just not a hard enough game to warrant that sort of level of customization. There's chest just by here. It fills up every now and again, gives you a bit more ammo. So if we come back on day 3, we'll get some more ammo. I don't know if it refills itself a couple of times per day or not. It might do. We don't have another permit, so that's all we can do here for now. So let's go. We're going to head back to the chief and everything now, because that's all we haven't done. You can have a little exploration around the police department if you really want to. There's plenty of doors around. There's a couple of locked things around here which we can't access yet. Oh, that's very suspicious. Let's go and have a look. It's a person. I love the music here, by the way. It's one of my favourite little soundtracks of the game. I do like it. It's pretty subtle, and it keeps you calm and adds an ambience ready for what's coming. That's my opinion of it anyway. Daddy! Okay, so Daniel, the guy who punched the cameraman when we came out of the opera house, has a son called Ben. Ben is an important character as well as Daniel, so we'll begin to know him a little bit. None of the characters have tons and tons of depth like in normal RPGs, but even still, it's nice to see the characters. Fine. Oh god, got a little drama queen for a son. Yeah. Guess every kid needs a mother. That's not true. I was raised by my father too after my mother died. I'll always be grateful for him. Yeah, well, his mother's still alive. she just left. They got a divorce, obviously. Well, maybe not divorce, but split up. So Ben went that way. I think we'll go and see the chief for a sec. Let's see what this woman wants with us. Hello, Kathy. You met Daniel's son, Ben? Daniel divorced his wife last year. Oh, he did have a divorce. There we go then. This was before you were assigned here. He kept saying every boy needs a father, so he fought for Ben's custody with Lorraine, his ex-wife. Well, he won, but being a cop, I doubt if he has time to spend with him. Oh yeah, Captain Baker was looking for you, so let's go and see the chief. Or captain, whatever. I'm sure they have different meanings and everything, but... nah, whatever. The captain's gonna give us a little bit of a briefing now about what's coming up for this day, because we can't let the incident at the Opera House happen again anywhere else. We're the police. We need to keep our bravado up. We need to be respected by the public, you know? You looking for me? Yes, we're having a press conference now, and I want you there too. Of course, the fact that everyone dies is just a little bonus if we stop it from happening. That's right, you'll be on national television as the sole survivor of that incident. I see. Oh, so everyone else did die now? It keeps contradicting itself on this fact. Did everyone live apart from Aya in the Opera House, or did everyone die except for Aya? Eve mentioned a couple of times that some other people lived. And there was loads of people running for the door at the Opera House that didn't get burnt up in the cinematic. But were they just meant to be burnt up when we wasn't seeing the cinematic, you know? It's hard to tell quite what happened altogether in the Opera House in terms of survivors. How about accounts of officers and firemen at the scene bursting into flames? So here we go. This is the interview that we got. How did Detective Bria survive without so much as a minor burn? That's a good question. How did she? We'll find out more about that as we go along. I'm asking her the question. Okay, time for Aya to stick her beak in, typical woman kind of thing. She said that my mitochondria were a mutation. Yep, it's to do with her DNA. Your mitochondria? Who said this? Melissa, no. She said she was Eve. But according to a report, Melissa Pierce was killed in the fire. Yeah. So Eve and Melissa are sort of the same person, but they're sort of different as well. It's going to be explained as we go through, so I'll just shut up right now. Wouldn't that be a nice change? Oh yeah, I thought I told you not to say anything. I'm telling the truth, sir. Whether she's telling the truth or not, she could get the police into trouble and make them lose respect because she sounds like a nut job, let's face it, with the sort of thing she's talking about. You don't stir up the media and cause people to panic. Sir, she was only... Daniel protecting us again. So Daniel obviously likes Aya a whole lot. That's all there is to say, really, isn't it? This is Captain Baker. What? Meet? You'll have to speak up. Yes? What? Yes, alright. Some Japanese scientist, I think. Couldn't understand his English too well. He was raving about some mite or something. Says he's coming over here. Mito? Right, okay. So, this Japanese scientist that we'll be meeting soon, he's going to be another big character in the game. Yeah, there's plenty of them being introduced in this episode, in this day. That's what Eve had to say. Yeah, and we'll be seeing this guy a whole lot throughout the game as well. Hey, I just heard that some researcher at the museum wrote a new theory on them. Sir, I'm taking Aya to go talk to this researcher. Go. Better get there before the media. It may explain that phone call too. Right, okay. Yes, sir. Come on, Aya. We're going to a new area now. Our third area of the game. And it's not a dungeon, so there's nothing to worry about in that sense. Save by there if you want. There's been quite a lot of talking and some weaponry stuff. I'm not going to just because we can save as soon as we get the next area pretty much, so it's not much point. So it's another talk area, but it'll all be done within this episode. I just want to stress that because I'm sure there are some people who don't like these parts of games where there's nothing going on except for a bit of character development. I can understand that, I can respect that. Games are meant to be played after all, but you know. Museum? Carnegie Hall was the Opera House. I'm pretty sure that was the Opera House. So we've got 3 areas and we've visited all 3 now once we head to the museum. We're going to the Museum of Natural History. Dr. Hans Klamp will be there. Dr. Klamp, what's his area of research? Well, according to the papers, he's working on a new theory. Mitochondria or something, but it seems to cover the whole genetic spectrum. So what went on at the Opera House, he's obviously really interested because he's doing a lot of research on this sort of general area of mitochondria and how they evolved to cause problems in the world. Yeah. Daniel, why'd you kiss the chief's butt? Well, I'm not going to go down the road I'm thinking of. No. Yeah, but that was years ago. Now he's my boss. So Daniel and the chief started in the New York Police Department at the same time, but the chief got further ahead than Daniel for whatever reason. We can only speculate. Okay, we've made it to the museum. I like the museum from the outside. It's really nice. It's been a while since I've visited the museum. On the inside, however, I think it's a bit dark and dreary. I prefer real museums, or at least the museum... I've only been to one museum before, but the museum that I've been to was a lot brighter, a lot spacier. Not like space, but roomier, you know what I mean. So yeah, I prefer real museums that I've known of. That makes not much sense. Oh yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about. Are the videos a little bit dark? I found that for some reason or other, this game is very dark. I know it's a horror game, but there's no way of brightening it from within the game. So the best I can do is brighten it from the YouTube effect tool thing once you've uploaded the video. Could do it with Sony Vegas as well, but I don't know, I don't want to mess it up. So I think I'll leave it for the YouTube if it is too dark. Give me a shout if it is too dark. I know the sewers area was extremely dark, so yeah. We'll see. Place is pretty creepy without any people. I agree. Oh shit. Sorry, I skipped through a bit of text there. Don't worry, it's nothing too important yet. Not until we get upstairs. He's been pretty busy for the past few weeks. Doesn't come out. Ever. Thanks. Typical scientist, research guy. Right, let's try and go upstairs first. There's no reason why not. Oh, by the way, could you sign in? It's policy. Let's keep track of who comes in. Thanks, Aya. Oh, yeah, bastard. Gee, Daniel, you sure you don't want to run down here and do it yourself? Notebook's on the counter, thanks. I love the humour in this game. The translation might not be brilliant, the words and everything. Yep, just chuck the name on. But the humour does shine through, and I love that. So that's that done. Phone over here to save. We are going to save this time because there's been a lot of talking and I just can't be asked to go through it all again if the video doesn't record properly for whatever reason. So, and because of that recording problems, I save over 2 files and alternate depending on the day, so it won't have too much to repeat if it does all screw up. Level 7. By the end of this day, we should be around level, I don't know, say 13 to 15 maybe. Let's carry on. This episode could be a little bit long, I guess, but it'll get all talking done out of the way in one go, you know. Hey, Aya. Over here. This is where we have to go. It's a huge place, a bloody huge place. But we only have to explore a tiny section of it. Hey, it's open. Let's check it out. By a tiny section, this amount that you've seen. Yep, that's it. Time to meet Dr. Klamp. Excuse me, hello? Hey, I like how they gave him a sort of German-sounding name. I don't know if... Yeah, in a sense it's German-sounding. And that's because Germans have such a good work ethic that they make good scientists. They can put a lot of research in without having to be persuaded to do the work, you know? That's my ideal of a German worker, anyway. I mean, even in school, they go to 6th form, they're forced to go to 6th form, and they're forced to do a load of subjects. In Britain, over here, we only have to do like 3 or 4 subjects. One more if you're especially bright, they persuade you to do an extra one. But in Germany, I'm pretty sure you do it for pretty much every school subject, apart from a couple if you're really bad at them. So, yeah, their work ethic is amazing, even when they're students. Now, I'm generalising, of course. Some of them might not be as good as all that. What's wrong? You okay, are you? Yeah, she's having another little flashback. Nothing much new, other than we saw Mr. Klamp there. I think it was, anyway. I need to look back at that. Why are you interested in my work? The suspect mentioned that a mitochondria would be set free. Now, that suspect ignited people without laying a finger on them. Then it transformed into some kind of creature and ran off. This was Eve, obviously. Since she mentioned mitochondria, we were hoping you could supply us with some info. You two have absolutely no idea what the true mitochondria is like. The fact of the matter is, we didn't come to this guy to get information about the mitochondria. Oh god, nut job. He called us, didn't he? And called us to go to him. It's making it sound like we came to him to get more information out of him, you know? Well, anyway. Precisely. Kind of like a parasite or something, huh? Parasite, that's an interesting way of describing this most fascinating creature. We cannot live without the mitochondria, do you understand? Mitochondria creates energy for us. Without it, we're nothing. So, here we go. This is the start of the whole explanation of the mitochondria. What it's basically saying is that we live with mitochondria inside ourselves, but in the mythology of Parasite Eve, the mitochondria can evolve and actually control us. Yeah, so now we're getting a sense of what's happening to Eve. Is she being controlled by the mitochondria? We'll play some more of the game and find out if I'm completely right in this little explanation. There are several hundred mitochondria present within a single cell. If all the mitochondria in the body began functioning at the same time, a tremendous amount of energy would be generated and released. Melting a human into a puddle of fluid would be a simple task with so much energy. Now, we never saw this. We just saw everyone flame up in the opera house. You know, they just burnt alive from the mitochondria. So, the fact that they can be turned into puddles... Now, we did sort of see this, actually. Remember when we were fighting the croc, or about to fight the croc? There's a cinematic where Eve sort of turned all into like a puddle and moved through the bars in the sewers. I'm pretty sure this is how she did it. She turned her cells into these little puddly things and just went through like that. This signal is initiated by the mitochondria. Once relayed, the genetic information in the nucleus is cut off and in essence dies. Of course, this also applies to mutant forms of mitochondria as well. When too many mutant mitochondria multiply, energy production level decreases. The decrease in energy production is associated with the aging process. So, you're still stupid enough to say that we are the highest species? So Dr. Klamp, Professor Klamp, whatever you want to call him, he thinks that mitochondria are higher up than humans, which is quite funny. Because even in his explanation, surely humans and mitochondria are at about the same level. Because we live off the mitochondria and the mitochondria live off of us. Yeah. Well, whatever. They're not even a living thing anyway, really. Let's face it. In 1987, it was announced that the root of all humans can be traced to a single woman in Africa. This finding was announced around the world, and with this, the mitochondrial theory spread like wildfire. You know what they call the root of it all? Mitochondria Eve. Eve, eh? What a coincidence. The suspect in yesterday's case called herself Eve. What? Hey, if you know anything, you better not be holding back on us. She called herself Eve? Okay, so this little bit of new information to Dr. Klamp is going to put him off from talking to us, so we're going to have to actually leave now. We're done with this little bit of the museum. This little bit of the story. The museum, you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. No cutscenes as of yet. They're some of the best parts of Parasite Eve, in my opinion. But even still, they're to come. You know, we'll see some cutscenes as we go along throughout the day. Days 1 and 2 have the most cutscenes. Day 6 has a load. Day 5 has some. 3 and 4, they're sort of lacking in cutscenes. They have 1 or 2, but not as many as days 1, 2 and 6. That I can remember, anyway. It's Daniel. What? Okay, we'll be right there. Where we going? Where we going? Oh yeah, looks like we got a break in the case. What? We gotta get back to the station now. Hang on, I'm kicking this into turbo. Okay, back to the police station. I really do love that effect in the car, the blurriness. I'll stop blubbering over that eventually, don't worry. Okay, police department. This is definitely a longer episode, look at that. Wow. Oh well. Okay, so we're gonna get a briefing now, and then we're gonna head to a completely new area. The new area is nice. I really like it. There's something a little bit different about it as well, but we'll find out later on. Let's go up here because Daniel's up here, so it seems to me we'll need to talk to him. Let's go, folks. There's a meeting. Is he in here? Yeah, this is the meeting room. The meeting is the brief I was talking about, and it'll tell us exactly where we're going next. It's only short, actually. It's not like Final Fantasy VIII, you know, where when you have a briefing, you have like a half-hour conversation about it in the car towards the briefing or anything like that. You just get told where it is, who's going, and you're done. And this solo concert was scheduled for today. She had disappeared after last night's incident, and the concert was cancelled. But people are still gathering at the stage. We must not let another massacre happen again. So somewhere around here, there's a concert going on where Eve is going to show up, and all the people are there. Apparently not knowing that Eve killed so many people at the Opera House. That just went right over their heads. Whoosh. Ben and Lorraine, they're at that concert. Oh shit, it's son and wife. What? Daniel, we're not through yet. Screw it. Right, Daniel. Hiya. See, we didn't get any briefing at all. Just that we need to go. Watch us back. Yes, sir. Mod permit. So now we can go back down to the weapons thingy. And get another slot if we really want to. I'm going to do it just to get rid of the item. I'll see you in a sec. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, folks. I didn't realise more was coming. I didn't ask to be assigned here to watch over the warehouse all day, you know. As long as you see guns as toys, you'll never touch them. Hey, now I can make a stronger gun than you. Whether he can make stronger guns isn't quite the point. You're just not allowed to touch guns unless you have a permit. Let's face it. I'm not sure how America really does it, actually. In the UK, you're not allowed guns full stop. Not even the police can have guns, really. Oh, let's get a bit more ammo. I might as well show this now that we had a bit more talking and everything. Do you have an equipment modification permit with you? Yes, we certainly do. There it is. Which gun? Might as well check on this one again. Add a slot, yeah. Alright, just wait here. I'm sure we had as a slot last time. Where did that go? Didn't we? Maybe not. I don't know. But just remember, cops own guns for protection. Don't let the guns own you. In other words, don't go shooting everyone for the sake of it. Which is a good idea, because on the news lately, there's been so many... On real life news now, there have been so many incidents where the police have shot civilians. And the civilians were just normal people, you know? They wasn't doing anything wrong, but the police thought they were. And, well, anyway, there's been a couple of those on the news lately. Okay, so next area. That's a good cinematic. Only short. What the hell's Melissa? No, Eve want from us? Well, it looks like she wants to gather people in one big area. Damn, that thing's got my boy involved. She's gonna pay for this. Yeah, we've got to save Daniel's family. Just hang in there, Ben. I'm coming for you. We've got to make sure everyone doesn't go up in flames. Right. Central Park. This is our next area. It's... yeah, well, I'm not going to explain anything about it. You'll see it as we go along. But, Daniel, stop. I gotta get my boy, Rookie. Oh no! So when Daniel tries to get too close, he starts to burn up, just like every other human. So in that sense, maybe everyone's already dead. Sometimes you got to look before you leap, old timer. I don't care if I burn. I'll go. There's my son, he's the only family I've got. Well, you can't go, Daniel. Damn it, I can't do anything. Exactly. Leave it to me. He's putting his family in our hands. This is gonna be interesting. I'll get them out safe, I promise. Besides, Ben needs you. You won't do him any good if you're dead. It's true. That's the only thing that someone should think about. If they're trying to save someone. If they know they're gonna die, then, they just don't go. Anyways, this has been Green XI. Hope you've enjoyed this pretty long episode, actually. Sorry about that. I'll see you again next episode when we make a start on Central Park and do... yeah, probably 2 or 3 more episodes. We'll finish off day 2. See you in a bit, folks.